Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Empress. Today I am back with a makeup tutorial and it is featuring this beautiful blue makeup look. So let's get into it. So I'm starting with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze Gel and I'm just going to use that to lay down my brows. I'm going to be using the NARS concealer in the shade Truffle, and I'm going to use that to do just a little bit of color correcting. I really like to make sure that my base is flawless when I do my makeup. So I'm just covering up any areas of hyperpigmentation that might kind of mess with that. Take my Halls Labs brush and I'm just going to blend this all out. Now that my brows have fully dried, Anastasia Beverly Hills Microstroke Brow Pen along with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Both of these are in the shade dark brown. I'm making sure not to drag the ends of my brows down because that can drag your face down. I'm just still keeping it open. So, little stroke using the Brow Wiz. So I like to just go right underneath my brows like that. I still keep it wide open. So I'm taking my Halls Labs brush and I'm just continuing to blend out that foundation. I'm using the NARS Natural Matte foundation and I'm just blending it out. Next, I'm going to be taking my bronzer. This is the Anastasia bronzer. This is in the shade Sunset Sizzle, and I'm just going to apply that all over my eye like that. And I'm just taking a small fluffy brush. I'm thinking for today's look, I want to do something fun and I want to do something vibrant, and I really want to play around with some color for the summer. So I'm thinking of doing this blue eyeliner look to go with my shirt. I think that would look nice. So this brown will just set a nice base down and give the look a little bit more dimension. Okay. Taking this MAC gel eyeliner, and this is in the shade Perpetual Shock. It's just a cobalt blue eyeliner, and I'm going to line my lower lash line. I'm not going to do my entire lower lash line. I'm just going to do the outer parts because I don't want to close up my eye. Just like that. To use this gel eyeliner first as a base, and then I'm going to go over top with a liquid blue eyeliner. That way it really pops. Now for the fun, I'm going to be taking this Makeup Forever pigment, and this is in the shade Matte Cobalt. They describe it as a color cream, so you can use it as eyeshadow, you can use it as a liner. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to be taking this tiny little black eyeliner brush. So I'm just going over top where I placed that, and I'm just going right on top like that. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I just got to get really close when I'm using gel. Not too much. And then I'm going to follow my eye, my natural crease in my eye. So my natural crease in my eye goes like that. So I'm going to start right here. And I'm just going to connect it to the tail end. You really don't want to rush this part because it's very easy to mess up. So just take your time. Now for the toughest Olympic sport and makeup world, I'm going to attempt to do the other eye just the same as this eye. So deep breaths, deep breaths. And I like to start in the middle. That way I don't put too much product on the front. And I'm just hugging it kind of towards here, doing a tiny little flick in the inner corner. Once I have it somewhat even and I'm somewhat pleased with it. The bronzer that I used on my brow earlier, and I'm gonna take a small brush like this, and I'm going to pack this brush, use that to kind of clean up that line just a little bit. Smooth Blur Contour from Anastasia. I'm using the shade Base Tone, and I'm also taking my tiny little Halls Labs contour brush, a little on my forehead, some down the sides of my nose. Take this tiny little brush, and I'm gonna get to blending so I can get that snatched look. Move on to bronzer, and I'm going to be taking this Hung Van Gogh bronzer. This is in the shade Unstoppable, and I'm going to apply that to my cheeks. I'm just going to apply it like that. And I like to use a brush to kind of lay down where I want the product to go. And I want to be pretty bronze for this look. Put a little on the nose as well. Some under the jaw as well. And I'm putting that slightly above where I placed that contour. Makeup by Mario brush, and I'm going to be using the small side to blend out this bronzer. I'm gonna keep like a neutral bronzy look because I think it's going to pair really well with the eye. So I'm going to be taking Cream Brulee. This is from Danessa Myricks, and it's just your typical brown blush. Looks like that. I'm first going to apply some on the back of my hand like that, just so I can see how I'm liking that color, and that's what I want. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna apply it like right here towards the apples of my cheeks. And if I need some more, I'm just gonna go on the back of my hand because these blushes are very, 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 very pigmented, and I don't want to overpower the eyes. The clean end, and I'm going to diffuse it just underneath my eye, kind of where I put my concealer, across my cheeks. The NARS Creamy Concealer in the shade Caramel, and I'm going to be taking the Estee Lauder Concealer in the shade 3N. And I'm first going to start with my NARS Caramel Concealer, and I'm just gonna do some on my nose. I'm gonna do some under the eye. I'm going to do a little on my forehead, some on my chin, and some around my mouth area. Take this shade 3N from Estee Lauder, and I'm gonna focus that right there. And you do not need a lot because a little truly does go quite a long way. So you see how brightening that is? That's what we want. Just to sit just for a little bit because I want the coverage. I'm going to be taking the Fenty Beauty Mascara. My Lancome mascara. And because I want extra volume, I want these eyes to be super dramatic. Out this concealer, I like to start with my chin first. And I'm taking my Halls Labs concealer brush. And I like to start on my areas where I don't have the brightening concealer. And then I go in and I do underneath the eyes. The nose. Ooh, I love that. This is my favorite part of my makeup. Like, I can do my makeup a million times, and this is always going to be my favorite part. It's just too good. Like, operating that brightening concealer like that. I'm gonna do the other side, and I'm gonna bring that concealer up the side of my nose as well. I'm gonna take this damp beauty blender, and I'm just going to clean up any harsh edges just so it blends seamlessly. Once that is blended in nicely, I'm going to be taking my Laura Mercier Rose setting powder like this. Using a pink powder because I don't want my under eye to be too yellow. I want it to still kind of look neutral. translucent medium deep, and I'm going to set the other areas of my face. Fluffy brush from Hourglass. I don't want to overdo it. I want to just lightly set those areas, the rest of the face. So that's what I'm doing. Powder, so I'm just gonna lightly dust it. Okay, to finish off the rest of the look, I'm going to do my underneath my lashes, and I'm taking a waterproof mascara for this. The Anastasia bronzer, and this is in the shade Sunset Sizzle. It is a really, really nice neutral shade because I don't want too much warmth, especially with the eyes. So I'm just going to apply it up. I'm not gonna go too low because I don't want to drag the face down. Definitely under that jawline. Kind of like that. We want to be pretty bronzy. Look at that, looks great. To go in with my Haus Labs blush, this is in the shade Fire Moon. It's such an easy neutral blush. If you have the MAC Raisin blush, you can use that as well. It will look really nice with this look. I just cannot find mine. So I'm just gonna apply that. And again, I'm gonna keep it up. I'm going to blend it into the concealer. Kind of like that. I'm gonna go back in with just a little of that bronzer. Just a touch so that it's not too pink or anything like that. Now we are going to spray to melt this look. I'm going to be taking my Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Spray. I want to cover up my hair because I don't want my edges to curl back up. I'm going to be taking my Pat McGrath Longwear Blurring Setting Spray. I love this setting spray. I really feel like it gives you that nice airbrush look. Now it's time for the lips. I'm going to be taking this Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil. This is in the shade Dimensional Dark Brown. I kind of want to keep it cool tone to match the eyes. Line my lips. And because the eye is so bold, I'm just going to use a little gloss to blend in with my natural lip tone. This is Hot Chocolate by Fenty. Go with the eyes without being too much. I'm going to use Gold Deposit from MAC. I'm going to take a little bit of Whisper of Guilt. This is also from MAC, and that's just gonna give me a lighter highlight color. Brush, and I'm going to be using Whisper of Guilt, and I'm gonna highlight my nose just like that, and a little bit above the lip. Okay, you guys, that is all for the finished makeup tutorial. I hope you guys had a great time with me today, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.